What's going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's show, the Everything Paranormal Show. And hosting the show tonight is going to be myself, Josh Morris, and co-host Stacy Talich. Good to see you tonight, Stacy.
Good to see you too.
Good, and I hope we got some exciting stuff to talk about. So I cannot wait to dig in, man. And for those of you who maybe missed the title, I'm sure you probably clicked on it, but selling your soul online, making contracts, pacts with demons, and other craziness. We're going to find some crazy stuff out there online. We're going to dive into some of that. We're going to talk about some of that. It's definitely going to be interesting. And also, what? Oh, are you waving? Oh, hey, and then
Terry Lynn's like, "Hey, Stacy." I'm like, "Hey."
So the way this came about and this topic was Terry Lynn and I was looking at some stuff online. You know, we like to order some stuff. So some of you may be familiar with like Etsy. Okay, so it's a place where a lot of people do crafting and selling stuff. It's huge, and so we go on there from time to time because there's some really cool like crystal type stuff. I mean. Custom made necklaces with crystals and stuff. Anyways, so we go on there from time to time, and then out of curiosity, we just started looking at, you know, some of the tarot decks and some of the different stuff, some of the Ouija boards, spirit boards, if you will. And we out of curiosity, we started looking at highest price, highest to lowest. You know how you can do your filters. So amazingly, some super high price stuff came up, and it was like, what is this? And there was like selling your soul and kind of we'll get into that more. I'm going to show you guys. We're going to go through that. I don't want to just go right off the bat. We're going to cover some other stuff first, and then we're going to come to this because I'm telling you. So Terry Lynn, I know you're excited because she's like, you got to talk about this stuff on your show. And we will. And Stacy's got some really good input. I kind of gave him a heads up. And also, guys, we're going to get into another subject here real quick. You know, Stacy and I were talking before the show, and he had mentioned some stuff kind of on a global scale. You know, a lot of you guys have seen there's a lot of things going on overseas, Russia, Ukraine, all these things going on, American government, the American government. There's a lot of things happening in the world. And I wanted to kind of dive in, and because Stacy, you had brought up sort of like the spiritual side of the talk and all the stuff going on really on the other side of the veil, so to speak. So I know a lot of people don't always think about worldwide events and Beyond the Veil together, you know. So I wanted to kind of talk about the spirits and on that bigger scale stuff as well. So I'm gonna let's dive into some of this right now before we really start looking into selling your soul online. So, but what do you think about everything?
Well, like when we were talking before, the idea that the zeitgeist is this consciousness that all of us share. There's this humankind consciousness that on a subconscious level, we all actually respond to. Science has proven this over and over again in various experiments. The 100 monkey test, you know, monkeys even have their own consciousness zeitgeist where they just know things after a certain crescendo of monkeys knowing things. So, I mean, you teach 100 monkeys to do something, and then suddenly, for whatever reason, the rest of the monkey population seems to understand that very same concept of whatever those first 100 monkeys were taught. And it is, they did it with prayer, you know, reducing the amount of terrorism around the world with having a worldwide group of people all around the world just pray on one particular thing of being world peace. Suddenly terrorism wasn't so sexy to terrorists. They just didn't want to do it. That kind of concept, the zeitgeist, goes in both directions. And new age groups, like The Secret, I don't know whether you've ever watched the movie or read the book or any of that, talks about the idea of the secret of world domination is actually being able to manifest things that you want. And most people don't really know what they want, so they can't manifest these things in their life. And the wealthy and the secret societies of the world and all of that figured out that one concept, and then, which is why they now rule the world, is they got together and decided this is what they wanted, and they manifested this ability to control the world. But it's a negative thing for them. They do it through fostering fear. Fear is a big motivator, and fear in the zeitgeist is the biggest pandemic. It's worse than any pandemic, really,
Right.
because it spreads very, very quickly, and no amount of reason can actually get people out of it. They have to give up fear in order to see the reason. Well, right now we've got a lot of fear going on, and the zeitgeist around the world is everybody's on eggshells.
Right.
You know,
And well, real quick too, and I think that you probably we should look at trying to explain to people that maybe not understand fully on what we're talking about. And I think so, and I just want to clarify. So when you're talking about the zeitgeist for people, you're talking about that collective consciousness of everybody. It's kind of like the cloud for
right,
humans, right?
right,
But that's different than say the spirit realm, right?
right. And I was
Yeah.
getting to that.
Okay.
The idea that this form of communication it's a wide open bandwidth. It's as public domain as you can get, not only for a living but for the dead. The dead usually have the ability, I don't know, ability or even just foreknowledge of knowing when things are going to happen on that scale. How they know, whether they can smell the zeitgeist a mile away or whether or not they have some special ability to time travel, who knows? But they know when war is coming long before anybody else does. And they get particularly um, agitated right before war. Before World War One, the big thing was the uh, seance parlors or the parlor seances, where they had table tipping, and
Right.
it was all the rage. High society's coffee shops, tea shops, they all had seances going on always. It was just what people did because there was no TV, there was no radio, there was no internet. They had no real form of entertainment other than card games to and gossip with tea.
Right.
Or they can start gossiping with the dead. They had all of these seances going on, and it was a very, uh, you know, levels of society did it. Most on the high levels of society, the more rich you were, the more time you had in your hands, the more seances you conducted. It would just seem to be the case. But they, at their seances, and it's well documented in those periods, because they would always have a stenographer. Basically, whoever the medium was would have a stenographer basically write down what was going on at these seances. It was just standard practice. And they all spoke of war, coming war. Before World War One, in World War One was basically a surprise. It wasn't one of these things where they could see it coming a mile away. It, you got one guy, royalty, who gets assassinated out of the blue. The next thing you know, the whole world is at war. The dead saw it coming a decade before in these things, and they said, you got to be prepared for this. You got to do this. You got to do that. Prepare for war. Prepare for war. And as soon as war hit, the zeitgeist went crazy, of course, because everybody's now at war around the world.
Right.
After that, there was even seances, and some people, I can't remember what his name was, the guy who wrote the book, The Titan, who basically predicted the sinking of the Titanic, was one of these people that went to the seances all the time. And he actually created the story from things that he garnered from seances of this giant ship, this fictitious ship called the Titan, that was the same dimensions, has the same number of people on it, the same iceberg hit situation as the
Right.
Titanic, and it sinks 20 years later. Even before the Titanic was even in somebody else's mind, he'd already seen it take place, or it was the dead that told him. That, according to some historians on that, Jules Verne, things of that kind. Same thing. I mean, he was a fantastic science fiction writer, but Tesla, Jules Verne, a lot of these sci-fi writers also attended these seances.
Right.
Tesla himself was absolutely fanatical with it. Houdini was at the beginning too, until he realized that a lot of these parlor seances were BS. He dedicated his life to debunking them. But the idea is that the dead always know that war is coming. And I got to tell you, for years now, they've been saying it in various seances that I've been to, and personal experience, all that sort of stuff. It's the zeitgeist is now getting it. We're there. We're on a war footing.
Well, and it always makes you wonder too. Like, I don't know if you've heard like the cartoon The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
And they've had some crazy, almost spot on future predictions. Like even like when they had Trump, with coming down the elevator, and the guy with holding the sign and it falls, and like all this stuff really happened in real life in the future later on, and we have like side by side, Simpson clip in real life, and it's so scary. And there was like 18 of these other situations that the Simpsons had, predicted almost exactly, the future. And so it makes you wonder if, some of the creators, if they dabble in some of the, even if they don't admit it, if they dabble in some of the occult type stuff, and they're doing either seances or getting into some future, stuff like that.
Well, some people see the future in their creative mind. I mean, that's in the remote viewing. We don't take any credibility for that in the sessions, the analytical overlay, the AOLs in your remote viewing session. That data can come down and represent things that you already know that aren't the same. I mean, you can get hard information and your brain will associate it with something else that you have in your experience zeitgeist. And I often use the example of, the data that comes down can be like, what you see is a man-made object that is cylindrical, made of iron, and it's surrounded by water, and it has a thing coming straight out the side of it, and it has a lot of people inside that have this very deep sense of patriotism. Now, a lot of people, when they hear that data or they get that kind of information, whether in their session, the first thing that pops into their mind is something like a submarine, something like a ship, a boat,
right?
When in reality, the actual target is the Statue of Liberty. All of those same things apply. It's just the first thing that comes to your mind is whatever your experience is, especially if you were in the Navy, because all those things click right away on your experience in life.
Right.
But that creative thing with The Simpsons, everything in The Simpsons is The Simpsons. And then whoever the creators are, if they're getting data from the future, they're going to associate it with The Simpsons. And it's going to be, spot on with that. And I laugh because that's, it's classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting, I guess, like when you see it, because I've seen people. I think was it Matt Growling or whatever his name is,
Yeah,
that created the. I've seen him say like he's a time traveler and things like that.
don't believe
It's
it. He's from New Orleans. He's into voodoo. Tell him I'm telling you, he's got to be into voodoo.
well, I know he's listed as agnostic. So,
Mm.
but again, it doesn't matter. I mean, who knows? That's what I'm saying. And maybe like yourself, maybe there's just people that naturally can almost like remote view without even trying, so to speak, where
Mhm.
some of us have to try or really focus or whatever. Some of these people may be tapped in and they don't even realize it. And so they're getting all this download information from the zeitgeist, downloaded into their, psyche and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, life is stranger than fiction. I mean, if you're gonna, you know, think of the most absurd thing that could possibly take place, uh, it's probably going to happen in real life because life is stranger than fiction.
Yeah. So folks, we are gonna get into doing some of this. We are going to get into some of this online content. I don't want to keep you guys waiting too much. I just really wanted to kind of talk about and get some of you guys just thinking. Because, like I said, sometimes when Stacy and I talk, we'll get into some in depth discussion. So we just wanted to teach you guys your mind, get you start thinking about the bigger picture and the world and what's going on and things like that. But I want to take a moment just to say that if you guys need help planning, and I know there was a time when people used to laugh when they said doomsday preppers. Um, but now we've gotten to a point where it's not so much of a joke as it's a reality. And we have a lot of prepping going on. And, food short, the national supply chains and foodages are real. I know that Stacey and I has covered this before in the past. So I just want to encourage everybody to make sure you're going out, getting some supplies when you can here and there. Don't rush out because I still need stuff too. But, just take your time, but just every once in a while, you know,
Get a
just
little extra.
I
Everybody,
saw like they had 2 for 1, buy one get one free, like cases of water.
yeah,
So snag up a couple, while you can. I mean, things like that, little things here and there, snag it up. And Stacy, you have a course, don't you, on
yeah.
helping people, right?
I have a few on prepping, food prep, cryptocurrency to basically when, not if, but when the monetary system turns to absolute crap, it's going to have to transfer into something else. And that something else is going to be cryptocurrency. And you're going to actually hear about it here in the next week. Biden's getting ready to announce an executive order in regards to how they're going to regulate cryptocurrency and going forward and why. All of these things, the dollar, if you look at when it was created in 1913, the Federal Reserve note, the valuation or its purchasing power from 1913 to now has gone down 99%, meaning you could take two zeros off of $100 bill, and that is the valuation, what you could spend $1 on in 1913.
Right.
Worth $100 now, or what $100 is now. The purchasing
Right.
power of it was $1 in 1913. So
Yeah.
the dollar will eventually go to absolute zero. They have to come up with something new, and they're gonna. It's called CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. That is going to be a global thing. It's not just here in the United States. It's around the whole world. You know.
Yeah, and I think that's always scared people too, to have money on a level that could easily be controlled and locked up in a way. But times are changing, so you got to try to find a way to adapt
Yeah.
and survive.
If
But
you've got,
again, I
if
just
you,
want to tell people, make sure you go check out his courses on Udemy, whatever you want to spell it. Say
yeah,
it. We do this every time. Udemy. Go check out, look up Stacy Talich, check out his courses. I'm telling you, that's really going to help. Stacy, do you want to add anything? I know you were wanting to throw something else in there.
yeah. Well, I mean, everybody's very concerned about inflation right now. We're at 7% as of December. We're probably going to be closer to 10% by the end of February. That's a huge amount of money that is just evaporating. It's a hidden tax that the government's got on you. The only thing that they can't tax is food that you already own. You have like a bunch of canned stuff that you bought at 50 cents or 95 cents. It doesn't matter what the money goes up to with that. As long as you've got it on your shelf, that price is not going up any higher. So save money just by buying stuff.
Terrell says, your money is locked up every week due to me. Yeah, you know, that's my Bitcoin right there. All right. But yeah, I wanted to just make sure I point you guys in the right direction on that, because this is serious stuff to me. And also, while you're waiting for the world to end, I mean, while you're waiting for war, I mean, negative stuff. I mean, try to be happy.
Yeah.
While you're waiting, you can go on YouTube, go to the Everything Paranormal Show, and check out my latest episode where I was out in the field with John from Exploration Unknown, where we were at the old Indian River Cave, and we uncovered a crime, really, you know, an old murder. It's really cool. So go check it out. Hopefully you guys like that video. And then I know John's getting ready to release his side of some things as well. But he was under the weather. Right after we did that, he got sick. So he's just now kind of coming around and finally feeling up to par. So other than that, of course, you guys know I always promote Paraflix, where my show's at, Para Explorers. And of course, right here, might as well get this out of the way too, Paranormal Underground Magazine, guys. If you don't have a subscription to this right here, Paranormal Underground Magazine, then almost easy. You're almost there. So
there we go. Yeah.
Get that. I'm telling you, go to paranormalunderground.net and tell them Josh sent you, whatever. You'll get a free year on the first of every month. There's a ton of articles in there. Bob Fountain writes for him. He's not in the chat. I don't know where he's at. Hopefully he's doing all right. I know he's been having some medical stuff off and on. Seems like every time he gets on here, he's locked up with something new. So wherever you are, Bob, hopefully you're watching this later then, or maybe you'll pop in here a little later. But guys, go check out Paranormal Underground Magazine. Go check out Paraflix. We have all kinds of, if you like paranormal, this is the place to be, man. We'll guide you in the right spot. There's all kinds of stuff. All right. Let's dive into some stuff. So Stacy, I really want to dive into this. I'm gonna put this up on the screen for us. That's not it. There we go. That's it. So here we go. So here's like a screenshot of, or not screenshot, but here's actual Etsy website. So we're gonna flip through here, and some of this stuff again. If you're out there and you see your shop up here, like Magical Princess Shop, I'm not exactly saying that I'm promoting your stuff or I'm not really making fun of your stuff. You have every right to do this stuff, do whatever you want. I'm just curious. So we have Holy Grail, become the master of all types of magic and hidden mysteries for $50,000. That's interesting, huh? Let's click on that real quick. Look at this, Holy Grail. It's a digital download for 50 grand. You get one digital file. It's a JPEG. One JPEG. There you go.
Nice.
You know, it's going to be one picture. It's going to say, you're a sucker. That's what it's going to be. A picture of you're a sucker. And there it is. Actually, there's the JPEG right there. We just clicked on it. You're going to get that for $50,000. I don't know. I'm just saying, or they send you these trophies. Look, see. But anyways, and we do have some reviews, 22 shop. But remember, folks, these are shop reviews. So if you go to their shop, chances are they probably are selling a bunch of other. Let's go check out their shop, the Magical Princess Shop. So you can see, yes, they have the $50,000. But if you look, they got some other pretty big stuff on here. 3,000 vampiric transformation. What is that? You want to transfer? You want to become a vampire?
And these are all stock photos too.
Digital, yeah, digital. Did you say this is stock photos?
Yeah, these are all stock photos.
Well, for $3,000, you can have a stock photo, or you can make monthly payments as low as $84 a month.
Wow.
So there you go. Anyway, so let's get back out of here. All right. So I want to get to some of the good stuff here. So look at this. One card pull. What's this? Look at this. One card pull, $50,000. Please tell me that somebody's not going to pay $50,000 for one tarot card pull. That doesn't sound right. Does that sound right to you?
No.
Look at this. All right,
not unless it was owned by
$50,000
Alex Crowley himself.
Don't. Oh, yeah. Then it says right here, don't buy on here. Please go to the Facebook page to chat or whatever. So yeah, don't do that, guys. I was like, man, one card pull for a tarot card. Come on, if you want, look, I'll tell you guys, if you guys are watching and you want a one card tarot pull, all right, look, I've got a tarot deck. Okay, I'll pull you one card and we'll do it right. I'll put my energy into it and everything. We'll clear the deck, put energy into it. I'll pull out for half price. I'll do it for $25,000. All right. I'll give you 50% off because I love you guys. Don't fall for it. Come on. All right. Bind your soul to 72 demons. Let's look at this one real quick because there's more I'm going to get to. Look at this. Okay. Soul pact with 72 demons of the Ars Goetia. Binding spell. This ritual is about power and more power. Photos plus a written report. So it's a digital download. It says download types 1 JPEG. And then, of course, we've got some different runes here or whatnot, right?
No, they're actually Palomambe, what they call Petabembes.
Okay.
They're sigils.
Okay.
Each one of these things is not only, it's like a hieroglyph. It's not only a symbol of like a crest or a protection, but it's also a word. It means something, individual words. And it's how some spirits actually communicate. They, will create these sigils and tell you what it is that they're trying to say. And it's, they'll do it in glass. Like if you blow on glass, it looks like somebody put their finger on it and etched their finger on it.
Right.
Sometimes it's in dirt, different things like that. But these are individual sigils that can be used to symbolize each individual spirit. And that's what they're probably referring to, the 72 demons. I hate that word.
Right.
Because demon is just Latin for spirit.
Okay.
That's all it really means. It's daemon is where the word comes from.
So Amy Burwell just popped in the chat. Hi, Amy. She said she's new here. So welcome to the channel. If you like stuff about paranormal, we'd like to talk about all kinds of craziness. And tonight we're, of course, talking about some of the crazy, selling your soul and things like that online. So, and Terry Lynn in the chat, if you see her, she's my wife. So if you have questions, you can always hit up her in chat too. And Stacy's co-host, so that way you know what's going on. All right, caught you up to date.
Okay.
All right, Amy, welcome to the show. So, and if you have questions too, anyone that's new here, you're always welcome to answer or ask them in the chat. We're interactive here. All right, so
Terry says the thing that scares me is look at how many 5-star shop reviews they have.
Yeah.
Well, that given that it's Etsy, it's not really that mysterious. If you go to another site called Fiverr, for $5 you can get people to do a whole bunch of different things. The most popular is give reviews on your store.
So here's this guy's store. Look at this. So here's the guy's store. And he's got, look at this. What's your lucky name? He's like, what's my lucky name? I'll give you your perfect magic name for online alias, business name, second name, fresh identity, or new baby name. $5,900. He's got sell your soul contract for $3,600. He's got bind your soul, the 49, almost like 50 grand. Sell your soul contract for 36. Sell your soul to Satan. 46. There's that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy's definitely got some stuff out there. But ironically, yes, he has 1,301 sales. But again, guys, remember that doesn't always mean he's selling 1,300 of the $50,000 things. But it is crazy because he does have some like brainwave stuff for $100. The lottery spell. So the guy's selling some spells. Black Magic, Demon Binded, Haunting. The Abundance spell. There you go. That's probably popular. A lot of money.
Yeah.
Cast a spell on me. Training tool for witches, occults, and black magicians. $870. I mean, this guy does not have anything cheap. That's for sure.
Yeah, I do not think he's selling anything. He may be selling the lottery one for $50 because how people throw money at the lottery throw a lot more than $50 at it.
Yeah, I mean, because it says he's got 523 admirers. I mean, that's what's crazy, man. It's like, that's crazy. These demonic curses, like I said, I mean, I can imagine maybe his curses could be selling. You know, that's the only thing I can think of. I can't imagine him even selling like 10 of the $50,000 ones. I mean, I can't. I mean, that's like $500,000. This guy.
No, he's not doing that.
That's crazy if he was.
Yeah.
And
sure if they won the lottery, they'd come back and buy it, but that's about it.
He said he's not taking new orders right now. He's overwhelmed from the amount of orders in December.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh wow, he's going to be taking a long break from Etsy. Man, if I was that good, if I was making 1,300 sales and I was selling, if I was that good, don't ask, can I make a wish? Just go make the wish. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so he's got a whole big thing if you want to read about this guy. I just thought it was interesting because he's definitely one that really inspired the show. Seeing some of his stuff out there.
Yeah, they did this on eBay a lot too. You could buy cursed items, you know, things that had 72 genies in it. You know, and it was a crystal or a stick. You know, it sometimes they'd sell dirt that, you know, grave dirt that you know, came from a famous murderer or whatever, and they'd sell it for thousands of dollars. There was no way to verify what it was, but they would still sell the dirt and say what it was, and people would buy it.
So here's Angel Tears, $41,428.15. So sounds like they took 15% off. It was $48,739. I guess we got this some good, but they're going to give you 15% off. It's a sale. You better get to it. So let's check it out.
Most people call that rain.
Now look, folks, keep in mind, listen, you know, I'm not making fun of anything. Again, I don't want that kind of karma in that sense. Like, I'm not trying to overall, like, I always feel like if you are in that situation and if you have $50,000 and you really are that desperate to, you know, to do something like this, that's up to you ultimately. It really is. I am just saying that if you got $50,000 and you need help with some spiritual guidance, I'm here. Okay, I'm here. Stacy's not here for you. I'm here for you. $50,000. $50,000. But no, we'll help you out. Trust me. We'll get you in the right place and probably save you money. Trust me.
Yeah.
That I don't think I can honestly consciously take $50,000 from somebody for like something nuts. Like just isn't that a stock photo? I think
there's only one available too.
That's odd. Is that what it is? Is that I'm trying to figure out? Is this a spell? It says handmade materials, witchcraft, Satan, Wicca, tarot, good luck, confidence, to call, black magic, voodoo, love spell, and spell casting. That's the material.
Yeah, they're just using keywords, search words.
This item ships free. Yeah, that's where I recognize it from. Because Terry Lynn said that photo, this one right here. Actually, yes, that's right. When Terry Lynn's mother passed away, this is one of the photos we used in the video that she made of her mom. She made a video to play like in the funeral home, like in the church or whatever. Not funeral home, but the church when we were doing the service. So when people were coming in, there was like a video playing, and this is one of the images that Terry Lynn used. That's right, honey. I remember. Oh, so for $42,000, they're not even gonna give you anything.
More stock.
I don't know. Anyways, guys, I thought that was pretty interesting, so I thought we'd check that out. I just can't imagine somebody. While my power as a mage knows no bounds, I will make all your wishes come true for me, or from me, not for me. That'd be funny. You always have the right to be happy. It is very easy for me to make your requests. With this tier, all your wishes will come true. All the power and might of the gods is in this tier. Attract a lover, gain a self-confident, hypnotic personality, dominate men or dominate women, become ultra rich, successful, attractive and handsome, attract money and business deals, be the charm of good luck.
If that was true, the person wouldn't need to sell it for $50,000. They could use it to get a lot more than $50,000.
And then it says, Angel Tier spell is just for you to bring your voice to the gods and make them do your will. It has no side effects. No god or angel will remain silent on your call.
Look, okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, real quick, because I know you're going to hit this, but I got to say, though, I just cannot look. I have never, ever in my life, and I cannot imagine anybody out there, like anytime anything ever super good has happened in my life, there's always something to counter that out. Always something to counterbalance anything super good in my life. But even doing a spell or praying for something like that, there's going to be side effects. I'm sorry, but anyways, go ahead, Stacey. I'm gonna let you hit that up.
Look, anything that these do not ever spend a huge amount of money, and I'm talking even like over $100 on any spell or any working or any of that kind. If you are having to spend more than that, then you're getting ripped off. Truly, my courses that I have on Hoodoo and Conjure show you how to do anything that these guys claim that they can do for you, and you can do it yourself with items out of your spice rack. You don't need to buy a lot of weird shiny things in order to make something happen. You know, most things are organic. They're, plants and earth and things of that kind that have a lot more power, witchcraft, spiritual, whatever you want to call it, than anything that, they try and sell you.
Right.
Because when it comes down to it, it is you. You are the one that has the intent. You are the one that has the emotion, the need, the call for justice. Whatever it is that you are actually needing this stuff for comes from you. Someone can't do that for you. It has to come from you. Now, someone like me can actually assemble a working into a spell for you, but you have to be the one to carry it out because it has to come from you. I am not, in any of these people. We're not your godfather. We're not your spiritual guide. these people are mercenaries. Worse than they're crooks. So, anything that you want to do that's magical, witchcraft, anything of that sort, understand that nobody else can do it better than you.
Yeah, and I love too, like Terry Lynn said, returns not accepted. It's funny. There's no side effect, but and then there is and I love the so here's kind of the catch-all. This is how they get away with it. Man, I like got something itching my eye tonight. It says, according to Etsy's terms and conditions, all metaphysical claims are for entertainment purposes only. No metaphysical results are implied or guaranteed. No refunds. I will do everything I can to make it right for you. We are fully committed to Etsy's policies. This is not medicine, has no side effect, or has no. Wait, it says this is not a medicine, has no effect, is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so what entertainment purposes am I getting for $50,000 or $42,000 for a drop of water called Angel Tear? That is, so you're telling me that you handmade this spell with, witchcraft, Satan, terror. By the way, yeah, I handmade this with I don't know, Satan, black magic. And there's no side effects. Trust me, Satan never has any catches with any of his stuff. I mean, there's never any catch-all with him. It's all one-sided in favor of you for sure. God, people, come on. I really hope nobody ever bought this. I really do. I hope they never did. I really almost hope they never support this person in that sense. So if you go to their shop, you can see here they're of course they're mainly going to be about seduction spells. They actually have a succubus spirit. So let me ask you, Stacy, because again, I'm not much into knowledgeable when it comes to witchcraft. Again, I know certain things, but so a succubus spell, because I know what a succubus is. So is this where you're trying to harness an actual succubus?
Yeah, I mean, a succubus or succubi, depending on how many you're talking about, they are basically nymphos in the spirit world. However, if you make a pact with one, you can send one out to someone. Let's say a woman wants to seduce a guy who's not paying attention to her. She could send a succubus out to that guy with visions of her. So he thinks he's having nocturnal dreams about her and comes back and suddenly has interest in her that way.
Right.
That's essentially what those kind of pacts would be.
So, of course, you can see here they're just doing a lot of your basic, desire, penis enlargement, or whatever. Things that are going to be, almost like clickbait for the spell world, right? Things that are going to be your easy. Everybody wants love spells and everything else. Lucifer Wings. Look at this. Lucifer Wings, $20,900.
Yeah.
Have the power of Lucifer. Now, is this an actual, can you actually get these wings?
No.
What is that?
That's from the TV show Lucifer.
Oh. Handmade Lucifer altar cloth, satanic altar cloth, Luciferian sigil. Jesus Christ. Yes, Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
Now they may actually send you a life-size prop that looks like that.
I don't think it looks like this, but it looks like they're going to build you a cloth because they got red and black cloth with sigils, altar cloth. So I don't imagine they're going to give you one of those hooded, deals that'll have some sigil probably sewn into it or something. Maybe at least I would think so. If you're going to drop $29,000, that thing better be hand embroidered and everything. I mean, that thing better look good. Not that I'm encouraging this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, for that kind of money, holy crap, you better give me a picture of this thing. For that kind of money, I want to see the quality before I buy it. I mean, Can you
Exactly.
imagine seeing a stock photo of like just
That's what
like
they got. It's right there,
like
the stock photo.
yeah, but that's not even what they're going to give you. That's like actual wings. These people look like they're going to actually make you like a robe or something. It doesn't say nothing about any feathers, nothing. It doesn't even. Man, Lucifer retained his wings even after his fall from grace. However, when he and Maze abandoned hell, they arrived at a beach in Los Angeles where Lucifer expressed his hatred towards God and having Maze cut off his wings.
Yeah,
I
like I
don't.
said, that's from the that's the plot in the pilot episode of the TV show Lucifer.
Okay. So it's kind of a weird take on saying that you have the power of Lucifer, but it's a show.
Yeah.
That's odd.
They're making it sound like that actually happened.
Anyway, so yeah, there's a bunch of ritual spells on here. So I guess that's probably where they're getting a lot of their good reviews. Is just people buying like the cheap spells and love
Oh, and
spells.
Lux was the name of the nightclub that Lucifer owned in the TV show.
All right. So as we kind of drop down, of course, we get some of these are going to be the same shops that occult experiences that we seen. Now here's a shop here. This one seems to be. This is that it's 3:33 a.m. and they have a big variety of stuff too. Like they've got $33,000 magical VIP weekend, private tarot reading. This person does a lot of tarot reading stuff, and some different things.
For that kind of money, it better come with lap dances and hookers.
Right.
Get a tarot reading and a lap dance.
All right. We don't need to keep that on the screen too much over there, but yeah, there's definitely some sugar going on here, for sure, and some worship. But anyways, I thought it'd be kind of like Terry Lynn really wanted me to really dive into this. Amy said she's back. She had to cook for her husband. Oh my god, I guess I'll stream the penis thing. Welcome back. I know. Well, that's the thing. It's like unfortunately, like that's one thing I have learned is the real side to like witchcraft and things like that. And I may Stacy, you might be able to elaborate more on this, but I know like it's like a lot of your everyday stuff. People want to have people fall in love with them. They want to have self-esteem. They want to, they're always looking for love. There's just a lot of that type of stuff. Sex life, those type of things seem to be what they go to. Some of these different witches, shamans, whatever, they go to these people hoping to find love or hoping to gain confidence in their life or whatever. So that's why you see some of this. That's why they're going to sell. You're going to see some racy stuff on there. So.
Yeah, anybody who's going to take thousands of dollars from you to do something as simple as that, because it's ridiculously simple. You go running as fast as you can because it's a ripoff and they don't know what they're talking about. They really don't have any results. So, it exists. It is a real thing, but not for thousands of dollars. I'm sorry.
Right. So let's look at. We got some other interesting stuff. So let's check out this one. This one here is called the Emergency Psychics. What the? Terry Lynn using the ceiling as her, message system to me. And a black halo of pipe cleaners. It's going to look like a bunch. So, there. She's like, when we're talking about the handmaids, Lucifer Wings.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, it's going to look like a bunch of feathers glued wings made of hangers sewed to a bathrobe and a black halo of pipe cleaners. $30,000, please. Don't you like it? Oh, I know that's
Psychic services for $16,000. I can't think of anything that a psychic would tell you that was worth that much.
So this is handmade. Materials listed is divination, medium, tarot, spirit guides, ghosts, angels, intuitive, sensitive, psychic spells, clairvoyance, claircognizance. Ugh, I always get tongue twisted on certain things. All right. So, and of course, a lot of good reviews. Then again, it's not this. He's got 12,250 sales. Well, let's see what he normally kind of offers in his store. So he's got some. See again, sex. That's a hot topic among people.
Yeah.
So, sex psychic reading. Look at that, $20, free shipping. I mean, what are they feeling? So you could do question 24-hour psychic, clear empathic, clear reading, PMF file, email reading, download. So I don't even know if this is an actual face-to-face consultation or even like a FaceTime kind of consultation. It almost looks to me like it's like an email. Like you buy this and he emails you something like a psychic reading or something. I don't know. I mean,
it may actually be bots that he's got going on. He gets an email and it sends an auto bot back of all of your answers.
It could be, but it's got a lot of pretty low cost stuff.
Yeah.
Anywhere from the $45 to $14, I guess, just depending on what $3.33 like a tip jar gift listing, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot of it is interesting. And like, look, I can't knock people like this, I guess, if they want to do a lot of the small time stuff, they want to do psychic readings for a little bit of money. I mean, people do that. They've done that in history and times. They used to go to the circus, or they find the fortune teller, the gypsies, right? And they would do the tarot readings and the crystal ball and divination through there, and they'd pay a little bit of money to have that done. And there's nothing wrong with that if you want to do that. I just feel like there's a certain point where like, come on, if you want to charge like up to $20 or something for a good psychic thing or something, like a reading or something, that's up to you. But once you really start getting up there, and especially like when you start getting like thousands of dollars for like, private. So here's one, the special request. This is the one he's got for $7,000. And this one, the description is, this is a special order private request, master magus service or magus service for approved client only. So I guess if you need that special request.
Yeah.
But again, to me, it doesn't tell me enough. Like for $7,000, I want to know, what are you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me? Are you gonna call me on the cell phone? You going to talk to me on FaceTime? Are we going to do something over, like, are you going to fly to my house? I mean, for $7,000, I mean, we can get you a plane ticket. For a chunk of that money, can you come here in person so we have some personal energy going on, in-person energy? I mean, what are you going to do for $7,000 other than just telling me that this is special order, blah blah blah? I want to know. So,
and they do returns. So if he doesn't give you what you want, you can actually get your money back. But the idea that it's the emergency psychic tells you right away that it's predatory. Only people who are under extreme duress would actually use those as search terms. It's an emergency. I need a psychic. Boom, he pops up.
Right.
Most of his services are $20 or less, which is good. It falls within the for entertainment purposes only realm. But still, you're dealing with someone who's predatory.
Yeah, like I said, it just bugs me. It bugs me when I would rather see a shop or like a psychic have a shop on here that there was nothing, like if they had like certain things that were like a couple $100, if it was like handmade crystal ball type stuff or something, cool. I get it. If the value's there, you've got something really nice, handmade. There's places for that in the world of the occult. Wands, things like that. Certain tools of the trade. I get it. I get if you got some high value stuff, but when it's just doing like psychic readings or tarot card readings, things like that, when you start getting up there in price on some things, man, that's kind of ridiculous. I'm trying to see something here, but let's see.
Got numerology. That's like astrology. That's something that actually requires effort. So I can see that $30.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have no problems with people trying to make money. I think that's fine. It's just you just got to find a balance and don't try to rip people off, or take advantage of people in that sense because unfortunately that is one thing that I've noticed is that especially when it comes to like fortune telling or psychics and things like that, so many people want to speak to their loved ones. They're almost willing to do anything for it, like deceased loved ones and stuff. And again, there is that point when you're starting to take advantage of people, in my opinion. Again, so I was trying to see. Trying to see if I can pull this up. Maybe I probably suck at this. Why did
Terry Lynn is like, I need a fat loss spell.
I? Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I did do a tarot reading on my weight loss, so I need to do some more stuff. And anyways, I was trying to see. I thought maybe I found something. Where did it go?
You gotta be very careful how you word these spells, because I put one out that said I wanted to have the body of a god. It just so happens to be Buddha.
Right. That's funny. All right, so I was trying to pull something up for Terry Lynn, but I guess I can't. I guess I suck. I thought I downloaded it right, and apparently it must not have downloaded right. So anyway, sorry about that, honey. I was trying to download something for you, but um all right. So since Stacy's not covering for me, all right.
I
Let,
figured you're going someplace with it.
I know.
Are you looking for Terry Lynn's pendulum?
No. Um No, we will look at some other stuff though that Terry Lynn wanted me to look at. I know for this, but let's look up. I guess the best way would be spirit boards. See what they got out there for spirit boards, and let's go by highest price. So here we go.
That's not bad.
Now this one here is $4,300. It's walnut Ouija board, vintage style for Elton. And I got to admit, like there is. Am I saying that this is worth $4,300?
No, but it is worth a lot.
But yes, to me, something like this is very high quality. Probably, it's probably like what do they do? Is it not laser etched, but like there's
They have
like that,
CNC. They have CNC where they can
right?
print. It's like the reverse of a 3D printer. It removes instead of
Right.
adds.
It's like a router hooked
Right.
to a computer, and it etches out everything. And but still, I mean, when you look at the planchette with the skeleton hand, holding the eye of the crystal there, just again, to me, really well done, really good quality. If you were into it, although, is it practical? I mean, is your
That,
planchette going to get hung up on all the grooves?
that's something you
Uh,
put on the wall.
right. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't see it being used in that sense. Um, I don't see it being used. in that sense. But now if like something like that, you could almost if you wanted to use something like that, you'd probably have to do a layer of like a top coat, like a gloss, smooth, resin coat over the top.
Uh-huh.
Then you could use it, if you had that smooth, resin surface.
Yeah,
Uh,
epoxy.
yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, I just thought it'd be interesting to check some stuff out. And then apparently here's some other options, and you can of course personalize it. So I got to say that's pretty neat. I got to say that
Look
individual.
up Book of Shadows.
Okay, we'll do that here in a second. We'll check out a few more spirit boards and see if there's anything unique on here. And I'm trying to save this damn thing. Here it is. I was trying. Of course, I was like, "There you go. That's what your $30,000 devil wings are going to look like." They're gonna come.
What is that? Like
I'm from
aluminum foil?
Germany. No, I did that for Terry Lynn because she
Oh,
knows what. So this guy, this is from like Britain's Got Talent, right? And this guy, this was from a long time back,
okay.
and 2012. And so this guy comes out there, and it started out like he was just wearing like a robe or something, and he's like singing, right? And you're on speakerphone.
That is not fair.
So he comes out on stage, and he's like, "I'm from Germany," and so he starts singing like Evanescence, right? And he's not singing it real well. And like during the song, he starts even getting buzzed. And during the song, though, his wings start springing out from behind him. It's like this metamorphosis thing. And of course, one of the wings breaks, and it's such a train wreck. But at the same time, it was something that it was so endearing somehow. People loved this guy. His name is Dennis from Germany, and somehow he made it through. They ended up like actually letting him go through the next round, and he even did some other. He just started creating these over the.
He even did another really cool one later on.
Yeah, he did this other like massive.
You flew up into the ceiling, remember?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I can't. Yeah, I could not call. That's not fair. That's not fair.
I know. Well, I told you. I told you I had something for you on that one.
That is so mean. My comment was better, damn it.
Yeah. So, but the guy, I mean, he became like this legend on his own, though. It was pretty wild. Like he just, he really did. He became. I don't know why it's not letting me. I was gonna do another one, but anyways, it really is pretty cool. The guy, you got to give him credit. I mean, he went out there, he had the balls to do it. Let me see. It's not really, but there was like another. Love you.
No, you gotta show the real thing. You gotta show it.
No, you can't get copyrighted. Anyways, I love you. Bye.
You gotta show the video when it points out.
I
When it
can't.
points out, you gotta show the.
I can't. I love you. Anyway, so like he went on. Anyways, I just was like it was pretty cool. Like this other stuff when he had a little bit more help, with the show, he got to do. But that was like his, from home. He had to create that, and Anyway, so I was just saying like, there's your $30,000. Lucifer Wings or whatever. But anyways, all right. So now that I finally got that off my chest, all right. So there's a variety of spirit boards. Again, some pretty good ones here. I was just looking to see if there was anything that really caught my eye. I just thought it'd be interesting to kind of see what, of course, looks like some of the handmade ones. What is that? I was trying to see what this was about. Sorcerer Apprentice Ouija board 1975.
Wow.
Rare find. And look, it even says down here, it says Ouija board. See, I guess they were like, they didn't want to, they were like, well, how can we get away from not saying Ouija, from the trademark one? So
Ouija.
they just pronounced it Ouija instead of spirit board. But yeah, that's pretty neat, I guess, for 1975. I mean, if you're like into collecting it, I mean, it's kind of got that smash corner right here. I think that might take it away from me when you got that corners like that for $450. I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Well, it's got the vintage stuff on it, so it's there.
Yeah.
The edition isn't always the best. Some flaws are, pendulum readings. They're using Oya. So you gotta scroll down, or excuse me, the other way. Scroll up. Child of Oya.
$10. So pendulum readings, $10. So what does child of Oya mean?
That means somebody who's initiated into Santeria of Oya, which nobody's really initiated with Oya because it's in Santeria. It's a lost mystery. So they get initiated into Shango instead. But Oya is the guardian of the cemeteries. She is the hurricane, the tornado. She's the wife of Shango, the king of the gods. But she's sister with the goddess of love, Oshun. But that's in Santeria mythology.
Yeah, I mean, well, and this person here has got 8 shop reviews. Apparently, maybe this is all they do. But, it says such an amazing reading. Can't get out of my head. Was very powerful. She was patient. Her voice is soothing. Looking forward to booking again. I mean, $10. See, like something like that, I think is pretty cool. Like $10 if you want to do a reading, So Terry Lynn, when you get your pendulum going, you need to start doing $10 pendulum readings.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So, but she's got 24 sales. Now I don't know here. So she's got. So here you go. If you look at this person's store, Oyas Masquerade, $10 for a pendulum reading. Got an in-depth reading for $50. 3 people have that in their cart. A general reading with pendulum, $35. Hand designed Eshu novelty mask. Am I saying that right? Eshu.
Ishu. But
Ishu.
Yeah, Ishu is the it's like Mercury. He's the communicator, trickster, the one that communicates between men and gods. Brings messages back and forth.
So what do you think about what do you think about the mask and the price? You think that's pretty fair?
Yeah, I mean, here in New Orleans, they sell masks everywhere in the French Quarter, and if you can find one for $25, you got to steal.
Nice.
People are, they're throwing hundreds of dollars at some of these masks. They're really ornate and beautiful, but they're not meant to be worn. They're meant to be a souvenir you take home, put on your wall. But yeah.
Well, I mean, there you go. I just thought that was pretty interesting stuff. Good catch, good find. I think that was pretty neat to see. This is why I like having you on for stuff like this because, these are things that you like. I would just have skipped something like that. Just like that looks boring. Child of yeah, whatever. But pendulum readings, yeah. I mean, and that's definitely something that.
Yeah, whenever you go to a cemetery, like if I go to a cemetery for an investigation or whatever, I have to give an offering when I enter the cemetery as asking permission to do so. And it's to Oya, the tobacco, the rum, that sort of thing. And when I leave the cemetery, I never do it with my back to the cemetery. I walk out of the cemetery backwards, basically like you do royalty. You never leave the room of royalty by turning your back to it. You walk out backwards. whether king, queen, whatever. That's just standard protocol. Same way with the cemetery with the Yah.
Nice. All right, so let's. I know you want me to look something up. I know Terry Lynn wants me to look something up. So let's go up. I think you asked first. What did you say you wanted? The Book of
Book of
Shadows.
Shadows.
Right, and you want to look at highest price? Might as well.
Yeah.
I always like going to the highest price.
Some of them are complete garbage. Some of them actually real craftsmen. Not for $18,000.
Right, 19th century authentic. That's the ornithology book.
Yeah.
I mean, an antique. Who knows? I mean, if it's legit. All right, magic notebook. So you got leather journals.
Necronomicon.
$10,000. Look at that. Just
That's actually a resale. That's a book that was for sale back in the 80s. You could buy that at Barnes & Noble. And they're selling it for $10,000 now.
hardcover journal. Tarot deck. Oh, is that an actual deck or is that a journal? So they tell you, like, when you do tarot.
Oh, it's a handmade deck.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. This is what the different designs look like. So these are just the different type decks. So if you want to get this style of art, like that type of deck. So these are like it's like a choose your stuff. I didn't know if it was like a journal or not because they always tell you to do journals and keep track of your readings.
Right.
So you can always kind of look back on them, whatever. And
It's a thing for to hold your deck.
That too. I've still got my deck in the box that it came in. I still been keeping that in here and everything as I buy it, just as I get, more and more of a relationship with my deck, I guess you'd say.
Ooh. Encyclopedia Resolutions. $7,000.
16 volumes.
Wow.
So this is the 16 volumes of Encyclopedia Resolutions of the Sacred Congregation of Rites, limited to canon law, published in 1806 in the Vatican. So Stacy, what all do you know about these books?
Well, I mean, that's Vatican I, and it's all Latin. But it's basically the rites and rituals of the clergy.
That's pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know what edition and all that. It says rare find.
Yeah, probably because the only place to find it is in the basement of the Vatican now. Nobody actually uses it, but it's history. And if you understand Latin,
Yeah, I mean that's definitely some interesting stuff out there. Tonight's show, we're just shopping, folks. That's all we're doing. We're just shopping. But no, it's just I always find it fascinating to see some of this different stuff out there. All right, so Terry Lynn actually, I wanted to kind of go and look. She wanted to look at. What'd you say? You wanted me to look up the pendulum boards. Why is this being weird? Okay, hold on. You said the 8-inch. I'm trying to see which one we look up. 8-inch pendulum board. Okay. So which one? Oh, look at the selenite board. It says you just scrolled past it. Are you talking about this one? Is this the selenite one? No.
That's pretty. That's laser etch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I'm looking to see. Oh, that's the one you are talking about. That one that we just clicked on. Is this the one? Is this one that you're getting, or what? I don't remember if is it on the way, or did you get this one? So pendulums work pretty much the same way as dowsing rods.
Mhm.
So for those of you like that are watching, if you're wondering about when we're looking at the pendulum boards, and it's almost like, with the pendulum, it swings certain ways. And so if you just do a basic pendulum, you hold it, it's going to swing down, and you can establish which way is yes, which way is no. Maybe you might get like counterclockwise motions or clockwise motions, and if you put your hand kind of underneath, a lot of times that's like your basic pendulum readings. You can get yes, no answers, maybe some of the counterclockwise, like if it's a maybe, or sometimes you can kind of tell if it's kind of confused by the question. So that's the most basic type of pendulum type thing, along with, and you can use pendulums can be made from strings with washers. It don't matter anything heavy. I know a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on the crystal. Again, that's to probably enhance things. Whether it's certain types of crystals. A lot of pendulum users will tell you if you have a certain crystal that you're drawn to. If you're shopping around and you're looking, you're like, oh, I really like that crystal. It really calls to me. It doesn't matter whether it's amethyst, quartz, a rock, a piece of iron. It don't matter. If you're drawn to it, then that's that's probably going to be your pendulum for now. But the boards, these little discs and things like that, go under instead of doing it over your hand. You can do it over these boards, and of course they can point to letters. They can point to phrases. So as they swing, when you look at say this galaxy board, you'll see that there's two yeses, and of course that's because when it's swinging, if it's swinging like this, then you say, oh, it's going to yes. If you ask a question, it starts to swing and goes like this, you're going to be in the no. Just like that, like I said. Or it might even, if you ask an age, it can start swinging and it can start hitting like 6 or so. Anyways, so the boards obviously can give you a more range of answers that the pendulum can swing and point directions to. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that for some of the viewers out there, so you kind of understood a little bit of what we're talking about, what we're looking at. So
Divination is a very personal thing. Sometimes it's what you're trained, but sometimes it's just something that you're drawn to. These kinds of things, if you're drawn to a form of divination like the dowsing rods, or the pendulum, or tarot cards, or any of this that's out there, go with it, because you're being drawn to it for a reason. It's within you. The cards, the pendulum, and the dowsing rods, they're just tools. The ability to do that divination is within you. You're just using an external tool in order to communicate in the language that you can all understand. You, the dead, whatever. It's a form of Morse code. It's a universal understanding. But the communication comes within you too. It's your intuition. And whatever you're drawn to, go for it. Don't hesitate. Think it's stupid or silly, or you'll learn a lot, and it's a comfort in times of extreme stress, because it turns out that you're right more often than you're not.
right, and so uh, so I think Terry Lynn was really wanting to know what you thought of like this one, I think. because this is the one that she was looking at possibly getting for her to practice on and things like that.
It's pretty, and like I just said, if you're drawn to this sort of thing, if it catches your eye, other than just being shiny, because that's hard coded into everybody, but it actually has the the design and the symbols and the layout of it are speaking to you, go for it, because there are things that really do talk to you. You just have to listen, you know.
Yeah, I was checking out this chessboard, like these chessboards and stuff. I thought they were pretty neat. I don't play a lot of chess. I used to play some here and there, but thought some of it was pretty neat. I was just looking at it. Really wasn't anything to do paranormal on that one. It just popped in there.
That was the shiny I was just talking about.
Right, shiny. I saw shiny stuff. I was like, this is shiny. I like it. I like the shiny chess stuff. I would probably never play it, but I mean, probably should teach my son. But yeah, there's definitely some interesting pendulum boards. Yeah, it's pretty neat. So I guess I guess it also depends too on what you're really looking for. I mean, and I just wanted to tell people, like I said, obviously when you do this stuff, if you're into some stuff like this, you're going to go through and you're going to try to find things like Stacy was even talking to, and like I was talking to. You're going to find you'll scroll through things like this and say, "Oh man, that really calls to me." That really, and again, that's something that you might really like, and that's probably what you should go with. But worst case scenario, if you were out just doing your normal thing, living your life, and you weren't even thinking about doing a pendulum session, and let's just say you were out and you went to somebody's house and it was like an old house and there's spirits, or not even an old house, but let's just say there was like, you could just tell there was some kind of activity. You can create a pendulum, while you're there. That's what I'm just trying to explain to people. You can just do a string or shoelace or anything that you can put, something heavy on the end of. And
again, put a screw or a nut on the end
right,
of the screw, and
washers, whatever you can, something that's going to have a good weight, maybe something that's kind of pointy, whatever. And again, you can hold your hand and it'll balance right above your hand. And like I said, you can ask questions and first, establish, when you communicate to the spirits, can you please show me what yes looks like, and it'll start going a certain way. Can you show me what no looks like? And it should go a different way. You want to establish that first, and then you can start asking questions, So, but I just want to say you can do that out of anything. And if you really wanted to get, if you're really in a bind and you can't do like a pretty looking board, you can just make one out of paper. Take a piece of paper and put some yes, no, maybe, later type things on there, and you can do it above the paper and do something like that if you have to. That's like if you're in the field and you really want to do that, and you're like, I don't have all my cool, pretty stuff with me.
Mm-hmm.
You can still make one. You can still have one, and still project that energy through just a string and some washers. So.
Yeah, and you can use other things too. Once you start having a good relationship with a particular spirit, your spirit guide, whatever, you don't have to use that. You can. Hollywood likes to use locator spells, where you can, hang your pendulum above a map and find somebody, and it just comes right out of your hand and lands on the spot where they're at in the map. Well, that's not how it really works, but you can do a pendulum above a map and have it locate something. If you're looking for, a lost dog, looking for gold, who knows? But pendulums can be used in a lot of different ways other than just what you see here. It's a real form of divination.
Yeah, and Terry Lynn was saying that crystals are for your chakras, Josh. They have crystal pendulums, fire docent forms of communications, not washers. Well, yeah, I understand. Again, we're like you're talking about like another level. Like certainly, if like for yourself, Terry Lynn, if you're going to do it on a regular basis, you want to be able to use like that your selenite for cleansing to kind of cleanse it. You want to use crystals for your chakras if you really want to get into it or whatever for centering yourself, focusing, all those things, cleansing yourself from sessions. You can use all that stuff for sure. I'm just talking about basic communication. Like if you're out in the field and you wanted to do like a pendulum thing, that's all I was talking about.
Yeah, you got to
I'm not
MacGyver.
saying, yeah, you can MacGyver the washer thing. I'm not saying that, in the meantime, we got all this other pretty stuff you can do. See? Um, and it's just like, as I've been learning my tarot deck, and I tell people like, start with this one, start with, if you're going to do tarot, start with the original tarot deck. Start there first. Learn how the cards feel to you. It's all about feeling and meaning, and how you interpret the pictures and meanings and all those things. And then you can start getting into the other decks because those are artist interpretations of what they felt was this and this. And if you have a deck that calls out to you, like the Terry Lynn saw the Nightmare Before Christmas deck or whatever, if there's tarot decks out there, again, that are different art and stuff, remember, you've got to be able to interpret and how you feel like that card that you drew and is that interpretation, things like that. So I always tell people start with the basics first, and then you can always sort of feel your way into other things. And it's like Terry Lynn and I started out with just a couple little rose quartz that we used to throw in our pockets during investigations back in the day. Eventually I got to a certain point. When I created my necklace, I found my crystal, and then that was in my pocket, and then I've ended up making it into a necklace and learning how to do the wrapping on it. And I made the whole, every bit of this I handmade in Asheville. So, you can just take it to different levels as you learn certain things that you like and certain things you don't like. And I got to where I didn't want to carry a crystal in my pocket, so I made a necklace. There's always different things. There's options out there. Let's see. And there's times like they tell you too, like with like using the dowsing rods, like you really get to a point where you really don't need the dowsing rods. But I do it for you guys as a visual aid as well, because how boring is that just to watch me talk to a spirit and you're like, whatever. But when you actually see the spirit move the dowsing rods, that makes it really cool. So Taylor said, my pendulums are pretty, so suck it. Fine. She said, fine, get a coat wire hanger for your rods. My pendulums are pretty, so suck it. So I love when Stacey reads my comments and can't help but laugh. But yeah, but honey, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was telling people, if you're out in the field and you need some dowsing rods, hey, you could use wire hangers. If you really was in a bind, you could do that. But I've got the copper ones. You went and got the really nice dowsing rods that's even got crystals on them and stuff. So there's levels of everything.
Yeah, well, on that front, better than coat hanger is bra underwire. Those make excellent dowsing rods. Pull those out; they're already curved. All you got to do is hold on to them, and they swivel.
Yeah, and they're very supportive.
Yes.
So, pendulum crystals. I don't know if we'll see the one that you have, honey. But yeah, there's all kinds of choices out there.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can see it, and I think for most, if you're watching this and you've somehow made it through the show, this, if you get to this section here and you're considering getting into pendulum stuff, this is where you can go through, and this is what Terry Lynn did. She went through here and she was looking at different ones, and then you finally get to one, you say, that one calls out to me, whatever it may be, whether it's like this rose quartz or this amethyst or whatever. So why are you stomping? You didn't say anything else, unless you're. Oh, yeah, you're showing me right here. So I think this is the one she got.
Yeah.
So this is the one she got, which is yeah.
What's that made out of?
It's like an amethyst, but I'm trying to see because it's got the copper inside and
Yeah.
everything. It's pretty wild. Like I didn't get to see it out of the package, so this is as close up as I really see. I seen it in the package. She didn't take out the package yet because she didn't want to like touch it when, and then I had to go to work. So, but on her test run, it was very powerful. So she had a very powerful session, I should say.
Mhm.
But yeah, so again, we're just talking about you can do this. Like, and I tell people, like, I would advise people, I would say, look, don't think of it, it can be, if you want something pretty and you want something cool, do it. If it calls out to you and you're like, hey, that's pretty, that's nice, it resonates with me, then do that. You know what I mean? So don't think, honey, I was telling you to go cheap and just do washers on a string. That was just me talking about, like, if you're out in the field or whatever. Stop stomping on the ceiling. I got to move my studio. All right. So guys, we'll start getting to the end of the show here. Kind of a low turnout tonight, live wise. Hopefully you guys will watch the makeup session of this show. Really surprised tonight. We usually have quite a few other regulars, and nobody showed up tonight. I wonder if there's something else going on.
There's always something going on.
So which one? Oh, you're talking about. Yeah, you're talking about that. But I thought there was a necklace. Wasn't there the necklace that you're having made? Did I pass it up? Hold on. Is that the name of the shop? So there's another one that was really calling out to Terry Lynn. I'm trying to see if I can find it for you guys. It was really. What are you doing? You're killing me. You're killing me, honey. You're on speakerphone. All right.
It's a pendulum. It's a pendulum. It's actually, and what the lady's gonna do is I'm gonna shut up. Don't you tell me I'm killing you.
You're killing me.
Holy lag. Anyways, no, shut up. Damn it, man. No, it's a pendulum. It's a pendulum that is also can be a necklace. So, God, I can't see my voice. I can hear myself. Anyways, but that's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you're not going to find it. I just sent you pictures of it. You're not going to find it because it's a custom order.
Yeah, but I thought there was like the one that was still the picture in her shop or something.
Yeah, no. I sent you the photo on your phone so you can. Stacy's seen it. Hello, that one's right there in the boobs. Anyways, scroll up higher.
Huh?
Nothing.
Well, it does look good in the cleavage.
Shut up, dude. You don't have to sit there and look at it. Stacy's gonna, his eyes are gonna pop out his head.
Do what?
Nothing.
You're killing me. Anyways.
Ooh, look at that one. That's pendulum and quartz gemstones crystal. See, pretty shiny things, Stacy. I like pretty shiny things.
Everybody does.
I know. So this is what she was kind of talking about. I guess let's see if the picture will come through.
I sent Stacy the photo.
Well, yeah, but that's not just Stacy. We're on live with other people, so they can see what.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I saw it in my text.
Looking at third hand doesn't do it justice, but yeah,
I've had a few of these. That brass one in the next where it says subscribe right there. I've got that one somewhere, and I've also got another one that if you scroll up, you can see.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I've got that one somewhere.
I love that one. That one's nice. What is that, Josh?
It's brass with
just brass
at the top.
And then there's another one that I got. It's very simple.
It's like a washer.
Yeah.
So at the top, at the top you can pick your stone. Basically, the top where you hold on to. That's probably gonna.
That's more of a man style pendulum. There, you won't. It's not like mermaid crystals and bling.
Yeah.
So you can pick your stuff, but see, like you would think I'd want something like dragon's blood.
You need one of those. That way, it's more compact. You're not poking anybody with your coat hangers, and there you go.
I like my dowsing rods. I have a connection with them. I like them.
Lapis lazuli is Egyptian.
Right.
They'd put that in everything. It was in the eyes of busts and all kinds of statues. It was the blue.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang up again. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I love you.
Washers.
What the fuck? So there you go. So get yourself a washer, folks. Save yourself money. I'm just kidding. No, but for real, that's some really cool. Like, I don't know what I would pick out if I wanted to pick out, like, I guess the other side of things. There's a bunch of different options, but you think I'd try to do something cool like dragon's blood or something like that. But I do actually like other type stones. I don't know. It's pretty neat. All right, let's close that out. But anyways, we'll start wrapping things up, guys. It's been a long show already, and hopefully you guys had fun. I don't know. We dove into some fun Etsy occult stuff just to kind of see what some of the oddity stuff is out there, or even just some regular stuff out there, and a little bit of pendulum talk, and some stuff if you wanted to get into some pendulum readings and things like that. Or again, I will say that if you guys are looking at getting into wanting to have some tarot readings done, or some pendulum readings done, things like that, again, contact us at the show. We're more than happy to assist with that. Whether or not it's myself or Terry Lynn, or if Stacy wants to do any readings for anybody, I don't know if he wants to offer anything like that.
No, I don't do readings. The stuff that I do is strictly for, spiritual situations.
Right.
So
there you go. But like I said, if you guys want some readings and stuff, you can contact us. Again, right now I've been spending time, just bonding with my tarot deck. Terry Lynn, she's just got her pendulum stuff that she's obviously working with and bonding. Sometimes it is important to have a good spiritual bond with your tools. That way, again, they tell you it's important, but you have that communication, and that kind of goes back to like find the right stuff that speaks to you. That way you have that bond kind of naturally, but then as you spend more time with it, again, you can strengthen that. And it really helps for some good, clear communication, because I think that's what everybody wants is clear answers. I know that I was doing a tarot reading, a practice reading, and I wasn't quite focused. I had like multiple questions in my head that I wanted to kind of ask. And I was doing some stuff, and I'm trying to focus, but I really wasn't. And I did a 3-card pull, and I was like, man, I'm like, these don't make sense though, because usually, like in the other sessions I've done, they made sense. I'm like, this makes sense. I read the cards, and given what I asked, makes sense. This Didn't make sense. I'm like, what the heck? And then it dawned on me. I'm like, well, I thought about it. And like each card individually, like almost represented the three different questions I had floating around in my head. So it was like this mixed answer, this jumbled answer that I pulled from the tarot deck. And it's like, so again, sometimes you got to clear your mind, focus, have a good bond so you can get some good, clear answers from your instruments. Whether it's pendulum or dowsing rods, or tarot cards, or whatever you're using, you want to bond with it. Anything that you want to throw out there on some advice for people, maybe people getting into pendulum stuff or anything like that, some divination.
No, it's a journey unto itself. I mean, learning divination, you can be taught the basics on, what the cards are symbolize and things of that sort, but you don't really know divination until you do it and you walk that path. Once you get a feel, sometimes what the answers are. You start pulling cards, or even before you drop the shells or whatever, you just know the answers ahead of time because you've got such a good connection with stuff that you've given a little bit of a heads up of survey says, and then what that is.
Right.
It's crazy, but no one can tell you how to do that. It just happens.
Yeah. And I think too, the more you do stuff too, you build that intuition. And I noticed that's something with investigations. Like every time I go out in the field and I go to these different locations, it seems like I pick up more and more intuition when I go out to these places and I start getting those feelings,
It's
and
exposure. Once you get exposed to the dead, and then this happens in seances too. Once you're exposed to the dead gossip, and they all know who you are. So if you are, like notorious Constantine, John Constantine, the whole realm of the dead know who you are because, well, you did battle with this dead, whatever. So you going out into the field and doing these sorts of things, the spirits you may be exposed to those spirits for the first time, but they still know who you are because the dead gossip.
Well, we're gonna wrap things up, folks. Guys, I had a good show. I enjoyed the show. I love the topics that we talked about tonight. I love learning about all kinds of cool, fascinating little nooks and crannies of the things out there. And hopefully you guys will think about what we talked about earlier with that collective knowledge, that zeitgeist out there in the world that's going on right now. So start being conscious of all those new world order things that are starting to happen. There's a lot of bad things out there, but there's a lot of positivity still. Try to keep your head up above water. Do the best you can. Try to be as prepared as you can. Go check out Stacy's prep courses, to help you if you need to. And I'm not. It's a plug. That's okay. We do shameless plugs here. Go check out all of our stuff that we do all the time here. But come back on next Thursday. We'll have another good show for you. And in the meantime, let's see, is there anything else I'm forgetting? Just be positive and remember, seek the truth. We'll see you in the next episode.
Peace.